Bloodshot is Vin Diesel's latest attempt at having a hit movie outside of the Fast and Furious franchise. So let's talk about it. In Bloodshot, Vin Diesel is a soldier who's killed in the line of duty and brought back enhanced with super strength and healing ability, but everything is not as it seems. This movie is based off a Valiant comic book series and is intended to set up a Valiant shared universe. Now, I went into this with no knowledge of the source material, so I watched it just as a Vin Diesel vehicle. Before I give you my take on it, go ahead and tell me what you thought down below in the comment section. Are you excited for it? Did it look stupid? All that stuff, let me know down below in the comment section, and let's get started talking about the good. And the best thing about this movie is that it is fully aware that it's a big, dumb action movie, and it doesn't have any pretenses beyond that. Thus, it delivers all of the over-the-top action, Vin Diesel swagger, little one-liners, oddball characters that you want from a movie like this without ever taking itself too seriously. It doesn't overstay its welcome and moves at a nice brisk pace. There's a twist or turn about every 30 or 40 minutes, and it keeps you engaged from beginning to end. As you go into the movie, reportedly it only has a budget of about $45 million, and they really put that money to good use, whereas there's a lot of big spectacle, big action, CGI type stuff inside of it, and for only $45 million, it looks pretty good. Now, certainly there's some shots that you've seen him in the trailer, you'll be like, that's clearly CGI Vin Diesel, and when you watch the movie, you'll be like, that's CGI Vin Diesel. But for a movie that only cost $45 million, they really did a lot with that amount of money, and you get a good bit of spectacle and a good bit of stylized action in the film. Because of the specific skill set of our lead character in the kind of the regeneration, there's a bunch of things they're able to do with him getting shot, blown up, that make for some fun shots in the movie. And other times as he's fighting, he's able to just knock guys around like crazy. As he faces some of the different opponents that he faced, they have some nice, cool abilities as well. All of it just being the sort of thing that you want from a movie like this. If you're watching a comic book movie Vin Diesel vehicle, you want him doing a bunch of dumb, ridiculous action stuff. You want him being super cocky and doing all the Vin Dieselisms. They're all present in this movie. There's also some nice side characters, like all the lab assistant characters that are the techies. They're designed as kind of comic relief characters, and you get a bunch of really funny moments from each of them as you go throughout the movie. And like I mentioned, there are some twists and turns here and there that are pretty effective in keeping you engaged. The best thing I can say about this movie is that it provided the escapism that I wanted. Certainly it won't be in my top 10 of the year or anything like that, but if 6 months from now it showed up on TV at a hotel, I would absolutely rewatch this movie. I call these Taco Bell movies. They're cinematic fast food. They're not great. They're not really defensible, but they're really easy to consume, and this was absolutely a Taco Bell movie for me. From there, let's move on to the mixed aspects of the film. The big thing really here is that the trailers, I think, showed too much. I don't know how you market this movie without having to kind of give some of that stuff away, but the way that the story is presented, a lot of stuff in the trailers are supposed to be twists and turns. So one of the people I went to go see the movie with, he hadn't seen a single trailer for the film, and so as it starts kind of going through certain things that you see in the trailer, those were twist turns that were unexpected for him, whereas for me it was like, I was watching the movie for the first 30 minutes, I was just waiting for it to reveal some of the stuff that I already knew, and that's frustrating when a trailer gives that much away. Now, there's still some twist turns, there's still some things that are unexpected that do happen in the movie, but I do wish the trailers hadn't revealed quite so much. From there, let's move on to the bad. And the big thing here is that there's not much here that's particularly fresh and original. You've seen almost every idea in this movie somewhere else. And the movie has a couple lines of dialogue that kind of poke fun at some of that, so there was kind of a little bit of self-awareness in that regard. But in general, The movie feels a little bit like Memento as a sci-fi action film. It even has the star of Memento, Guy Pearce, in it. Guy Pearce's character feels like his character from some other movies that we've seen him in before. Vin Diesel is giving the performance that you'd expect Vin Diesel to give in this movie. He's just playing his persona. He doesn't add anything new. You don't see new dimensions to who he is. And so how much you enjoy this film is greatly dependent on how much you enjoy Vin Diesel just doing his thing. You know, the villains, the twists, a lot of it you see coming. You have a pretty good idea exactly what this movie is as soon as you go into the theater, and that can be a little bit frustrating. But like I said, you probably don't go into a movie like this expecting it to reinvent the genre. It's just a nice escape from everyday life to watch Vin Diesel shoot people in the face and get shot in the face. You really won't get any more in this movie than that. Real quick, before I give you my final score, be sure to tell me what you thought down below in the comment section, or what are you expecting from this film. Also, after this video, if you want more content like this, you can see this playlist right here that has all of my reviews of the 2020 movies that I've seen. If you've enjoyed this review, there's something up there that you'll like. While certainly not an example of fantastic cinema, it is a fun time at the movies, and my audience absolutely ate it up. Overall, I'm gonna go with a B. On the entertainment scale, it's a 7.5, and you should see this one in the theater if you like the trailer, just because it is a big action movie that does have some nice spectacle inside of it. If you want more reviews like this, check out that playlist right over there. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.